What's up, fam? It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Hey, they say Erislan de Lara destroyed Cornflake. What do y'all think about Sabastian Fundora's performance? What the hell was that from Omar Figueroa? He up in this joint looking like the dude from Me, Myself, and Irene. What was that from Omar Figueroa, y'all? And Andy Ruiz gives his side of everything. We're going to deal with all of that in this episode, in this show, man, of We Talking Boxing Live, man. So let's, without further ado, get it crack-a-lacking. I catch up with y'all in a minute. All day. What's up, fam? What's going on out there, man? It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Once again, it's on, man. Once again, it's an honor and a pleasure. I repeat, an honor and a pleasure to be on here with the boxing fam and the boxing fans. It's Sunday, so you know what that means. It's our time now, man. All day. Hit that thumbs up as you pull up. I repeat, thumbs up as you pull up. Salute to everybody that catches this live and salute to everybody that catches this on the playback, man. What's up, fam, man? I hope y'all having a cool Sunday out there today, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day out here in the DMV, man. Actually much better than it was yesterday, man. It looked like we had about a good 80-degree day out here, man. So I soaked up a lot of good sun today, man. Got a lot of good vibes going on today, man. It was a real cool day, man. Real cool weekend, you know what I'm saying? We got stopped up with a lot of fights. We gonna jump right into those fights. As far as this particular episode, fam, if it's cool with y'all, we're not gonna do the gossip stuff too much this episode, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna kind of stick to the actual fight game this particular episode. We're not gonna do all of the drama stuff. We're gonna save that for the rest of the week if it's all good, you know what I'm saying? But for today's episode, it's gonna more so be a lot of recapping over the this weekend's fights. Remember, I only covered about 3 of them, so there's a lot of them I kind of left on the table that I wanted to get to. You know what I'm saying? Some interesting performances out there. So we just gonna do it like that for this episode if it's all good with everybody, and we gonna roll like that. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up, man. We had a whole bunch of folks up in here last night. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody, all of the newcomers. We signed up a whole gang of people, you know what I'm saying? A whole gang of people last night. So to all of the newcomers that rock with me from last night, man, I want to say salute and welcome. And you know what I'm saying? And when you come on through, hit that thumbs up and welcome to the fam, man. All of the hundreds of y'all that signed up last night, all day. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna get this music up out y'all ear, and we gonna get to rolling through these topics, man. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. We got audio, we got the stories of the fight game, we got all that, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I don't think there's nothing too much on the announcement tip that I got, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I think we can get to rolling through these topics, man. So holler if you hear me, man. Hit that chat. Just say what's up, man. Just say what's up. Salute. Anything would be cool for the homie, you know what I'm saying? All day. So let's roll, man. Let's roll. So let's start off, you know, like I was just telling y'all. Let me get this music out y'all ear, man. Like I was just saying, man. I caught the Cornflake knockout, man. Cornflake got knocked out. Thomas Cornflake LaManna going up against Erislandy Law yesterday, hit with left hand central. I mean lefthand.com. I mean straight left avenue. Easy work for Erislandy Law. I mean, we all know that Cornflake shouldn't have been in the fight from the first damn place. How the hell you coming up off a Law's first fight at the class and you in a world supposedly championship fight? So it ain't make no sense to nobody. But Cornflake get up in that joint and get hit with about 2 to 3. I mean, well, I take that back, about 3 to 4 straight left hands in a row. I mean, clearly he was in that joint super nervous. You know what I'm saying? I still got them pictures of Cornflake? I think I got rid of those pictures, man. I think I did. Dang, I would love to have Cornflake's picture up right about now. Hold on, let me just take a quick peek through the. Nah, man, I took it off, y'all. Damn, I took it off. I should have never took that picture off, man. But yeah, man, Cornflake went in there super nervous. Footwork was bumbling and fumbling. Muhammad Ali, I see you, fam. I see you. Seen and unseen boxing. I see you, fam. What's up with you, man? And salute to you, man. And salute to the chat. Yeah, salute to you, fam. Salute to you. But very nervous energy from Cornflake yesterday. Bumbling all over his feet. Clipping up all over himself. Wasn't sure of himself. They say your man did like 140 rounds of sparring prior to the fight. All of that sparring, hiring people, flying people in just for your ass to get knocked out in a matter of seconds. Man, Cornflake ate like 3-4 straight left hands, and next thing you know, one landed in like the chest area. I'm sure y'all done seen it at this point. And put your man Cornflake down. Look here, Cornflake. This is what you need to do, bro. First and foremost, change your name. All right, get the word flake out of your name, because now we got the picture, we got that performance, and we're going to put all that together, and we're going to see Cornflake. So you're going to see his pictures that he got out there. Now you're going to know he got knocked out in 30, 40 seconds against Erislandy Law. And your name is Cornflake. So this is what you need to first off change your name. Get the word flake out your name. All right? Change it to something like, you know, Captain Crunch. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Captain Punch. Yeah, Captain Punch LaManna. That maybe have a better ring to it, man. You got to get Cornflake out your name. Needless to say, bro, ain't nobody going to be checking for Cornflake no time soon. You know what I'm saying? Erislandy Law gets an easy walk to a WBA regular title. Easy walk. I'm still baffled on how this was even for a WBA regular title from the jump. Chris Eubank's old title. I'm confused, and we all confused on how this even went down. I don't have time to think about it right now. Just know that what it is that Erislandy Law got the WBA regular title for beating up on Cornflake, man. Cornflake ain't even show up yesterday, y'all. What the hell happened there, man? What the hell happened there? Harold Trim, what's up, fam? I see you, man. I see you. Man, what's good? Cornflake's had the complexion for the protection. Oh, that's how he got up in there. Makes sense to me, because other than that, I can't think of no other reason. I can't think of not one other reason why Cornflake was getting a title shot after coming off a loss, you know what I'm saying, and being inactive. It don't make no sense. Chisora got robbed of the win, and I was surprised at Ruiz's chin last night. Was it due to the weight loss? Boxing aside, that elbow knockout of Reyes in UFC last night was brutal. I missed that, man. I'm going to check for that today, but good question, man. That's the question that we asked last night, Muhammad Ali. What was up with Andy Ruiz's punch resistance? Did it take a hit with the weight loss? And people even questioning the power. And Andy Ruiz has even brought up some concerns about that. And we're going to get to that audio real soon. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep on rolling, fam. Let's keep on rolling to our very first topic, shall we? Let's see. Let's get the artwork up. We're going to start off right here, man. We're going to start off with the young boy, man. Did y'all catch Sabastian Fundora yesterday? Sabastian Fundora, the 6'6", 154-pounder. You know, I will never, ever understand how he does it, man. I will never. How can you be 6'6" and fighting at 154 pounds, man? The kid got to be skin and bones, man. But it says that 6'6" Fundora, he fought Jorge Cota yesterday. Jorge Cota began hammering away at each other as soon as their scheduled 12-round, 154-pound bout started. It says that the taller, longer Fundora eventually wore down the courageous Cota, hurt him with punishing punches, and stopped him in the 4th round. There weren't any knockdowns during the 3+ rounds of action, but Fundora was beating up Cota when referee Corona stopped their fight. So, the thing is yesterday with this kid, Sabastian Fundora, when I watched the fight, first off, let me just say he gave the people what they wanted to see. We knew who was in the audience. It was a lot of Mexican fans in the audience. So they probably ate up yesterday what Sabastian Fundora did. They just ate it up like Scooby Snacks. It was a war. Him and Cota just was going back and forth. It was a swinging contest. It was a tough man contest. And in the 4th round, I believe it was, Fundora connected with a right hook throughout those exchanges that hurt Cota and just started putting a bunch of punching on Cota. And eventually the referee stopped in. Now, the controversy that comes in with this is that the referee steps in right when Cota lands a big left hand. So he lands a big shot right when the ref steps in. I thought the stoppage was premature. That was a definite premature stop. You cannot stop the fight when another fighter is still swinging. I get it. He was taking a lot of incoming fire during that time, and he was. I mean, at that point, Sabastian Fundora was laying body shots upstairs, downstairs. He was hitting him with a punch salad. I don't deny that. But if that man landed the type of shot that he landed, and maybe the ref didn't see that shot coming because from what it looked like, he had his eyes only on one fighter. But ref got to be sure, man. I'm not quite sure if he was out on his feet. Now, did he have much longer? Would he have probably went tumbling sooner or later? Probably so. But the rules state if that fighter is defending himself or is he swinging back like that, you got to let it keep on going. So I thought it was a bit of a premature stoppage, though I thought Cota was on his way. Now, when I look at Sabastian Fundora, of course, this was a, WBC eliminator. That's why y'all see me with the WBC rankings floating around up here. This was a WBC eliminator. Oh, and I forgot to put his picture up, so I'll just keep his rankings up right now. But this was a WBC eliminator. So, as you can see, Sabastian Fundora rated in the 9th position. So, people are wondering, I mean, how close would this put him to Jermell Charlo, who is the actual champion? Now, of course, not being placed 9th, that's quite far away. There's a lot of names between Sabastian Fundora and Jermell Charlo. Now, these rankings were updated on April 13th, as you can see right there. So, given that this was an eliminator match, things may change. We may get some shuffling here, and Sabastian Fundora could easily be pushed up a little bit further. I mean, after winning an eliminator match. And also, let me see. Jason Rosario, he's number 4. He's got an upcoming fight with Eriksen Lubin. So whichever happens in that situation, we may get some movement there as well. Sabastian Fundora may get pushed up some, but even so much, still names like Julian J. Rock Williams, still names like Jason Rosario, still names like Tony Harrison sits between him and a Jermell Charlo. Now, the cool thing is that if Jermell Charlo, whenever he decides, if he becomes undisputed and he gets rid of those belts, as you can see, PBC got the whole division already locked. So whichever, except with the exception of maybe Tim Tszyu in the middle right there, who says he got $10 million for Jermell Charlo. Except with Tim Tszyu, shit, PBC got that division on lock. So Sabastian Fundora ain't going to have no shortage of smoke between him and Jermell Charlo. We know he rocks over there with PBC. So this ain't going to be no time soon before he get a title shot. And he's still young, and he still got some things to work on. My thing is this. The kid is 6'6". And though he's a tough, gritty fighter, he's 23 years old. Yeah, he can take a licking and keep on ticking. Seemed to be a big puncher. I remember he was the first person to also stop Nathaniel Gallimore. That's a big feat. Nathaniel Gallimore has never been beat. Eriksen Lubin didn't even stop Nathaniel Gallimore. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think, Julian J. Rock Williams didn't even stop Nathaniel Gallimore. So he made a statement by stopping Gallimore, even though Gallimore had a rack of losses. But still ain't never been stopped. So you know he's a big puncher. But my thing with this 6'6" giant, I, as a boxing fan and a boxing observer, I guess it's just me and it's my preference, will always have a problem with a guy his size. He's an anomaly, man. 6'6" at 154 and fight short. I will always have that problem. You know what I'm saying? I think that while he's young, I would like to see him incorporate that more into his style. Some people may say, well, man, he's 6'6". How long can he possibly move? I'm not saying turn into Tyson Fury. I'm saying make it harder for your opponent. See, he has the advantage of real estate, the ground. They make his opponent cover ground. He's a big 6'6" stationary guy. Where, yeah, he'll walk his guy down, but he still is right there in front of you, and he allows those dudes to get right up on him. I want to see that jab get a bit more stiffer with a bit of more movement. No, he can't. I'm not saying be Tyson Fury. You want him to use his big punching ability. But I'm just saying, man, to me, he's going to meet the wrong, smaller, compact fighter, and he's giving up way too much ground in his fights. Get away with it now, and it's early. It's early. But there's no way. If he was and I get it, like I said, it's early and he's still developing, but no way a Erkson Lubin. No way that you get that much real estate up to a Jamel Charlo. No way. No way. When you are that big, you got to use a bit of range. And on top of that, when he fights short, it forces him to loop his shots. He's looping. He ain't getting full extension. It ain't stiff enough. It could be getting a lot of dudes out of there if his punches were more stiff. It forces him to loop a lot. And he going to get with the wrong, smaller guy who got a good uppercut or a good straight right hand. And if he keep giving up all that real estate, that's going to end up haunting him later on in his career. But he still put a beat down on this dude. He gave the fans a fight that they wanted to see. Rock'em, stock'em, robot, war in the middle of the ring style fight. Maybe won over a few fans that day. You know, but he's still young. He still got a long way to go. I don't know what weight class is he going to blossom at. Like, if he's 6'6" at 54, he might not end up blossoming to maybe 160. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But right now, I don't see him nowhere near going to be able to meet up with Jamel Charlo, and he's going to have to go through those gauntlet of names. He's going to have to get at least one or two of them. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to get at least a J-Rock or maybe to a Jason Rosario, Tony Harrison. He's going to have to get somebody up in that before we send him stepping up towards a Charlo. He just got to prove it. He's got to show that he can hang with those guys, which I think he can. He's a big puncher, and he's an anomaly. He's an anomaly. I just want to see him use his physics a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Tell me where I'm going wrong, fam. Hey, man, Seen and Unseen says Tower Inferno is a big problem. He a big problem, man. Big problem, 6'6". If he just put just a bit more movement and be able to lure guys to him just a bit better, instead of him meeting these dudes halfway or him walking towards these dudes, if he can lure these dudes into his traps just a little bit better, he really gonna be a problem. I'm telling you, he gives up so much, but he really gonna be a problem if he develops the art of luring into traps just a bit better. But I like him though. I like him. He fought hard, man. He fought hard. Robbie Brown, what's up, man? What's up with you, fam? What's going on, man? We just coolin', talking this real spill. Mike in the building. What's up, Mike? I see you. What's going on, man? You must have a chin in the heavyweight division. And I think AJ done softened up Ruiz. Or was Ruiz even as good as we ever said he was from the jump? You know, that Joshua fight gave a lot of hype to Ruiz. We gonna get there. I think he good, man, but it gave a lot of hype to Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Israel Diaz says, you know who's also not ready for the elite boxers? Demetrius Andrade. He looked bad against Williams. Andrade got hurt bad multiple times, and it's always double standards. It's always double standards with me. Oh, okay. I don't know about the double standards. But I give Demetrius Andrade hell on this channel, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Especially for that Liam Williams performance. I think you need to go check my archives, bro. I have a man with no borders. No fighter is off limits. Demetrius Andrade week was last week. And he got what he was gonna get from this channel. You know what I'm saying? Earl says, yo, main man, PBC will use 6'6" until the next May 2021 to sell the Charlo fight. Oh, okay. I hope so. I mean, look, man, he got the fan base. They building him in front of that base. He's still young, man. You don't want to wreck him too early. And I think right now, I just don't see him ready for a Charlo, man. I think Charlo, like I said, will cover the real estate, get in the inside, and maybe do some serious damage. He'll be the faster fighter inside, and it will take Fundora to be looping those shots. Now, Fundora throws a nasty left hook to the body. He throw a nasty little left hook to the body. I got to give him that. You know what I'm saying? A nasty left hook. But I like the kid, man. And I think he on his way. I just think he just need to work on that a little bit, add a little bit more to his game, other than just being the tall guy that's walking down the little guy. Give me a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a little bit more. Work on luring these dudes with your height and putting a lot of incoming fire on these dudes to make it to your inside. You know what I'm saying? That way he can change momentum during the fight. He can change different paces throughout the fight. Don't be that just one gear guy that's walking down everybody, throwing a bunch of punches. I don't want to see that for a 6'6" fighter. You know what I'm saying? All day. Tyson Fury beats Ruiz now. Wilder won't ever beat Fury now. Fury is far too skilled and clever of a boxer. Oh, he's so clever. Yeah. AJ gets stopped by Fury or outboxed easy. Billy Joe Saunders can outbox Canelo. Oh, okay. So you just pro Fury and pro Billy Joe. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing bad to say about them, right? Nothing bad at all. I hear you, man. I hear you. Wishful thinking, bro. Wishful thinking. Let's keep it pushing, man. But I like Sabastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Sabastian Fundora, good fighter, coming along real well. Good, and an anomaly. And an anomaly, you know what I'm saying? Most importantly. So I want to see him get better and use his physical a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? All day. Let's keep it pushing to the next one, man. Let's keep it pushing to the next. Matter of fact, do we got any audio from Sabastian Fundora? I don't think we do. Nah, we ain't got no audio on him, man. So we're going to keep on going to the next one, man. We're going to keep on going to this one right here. I got to talk about Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank, a.k.a. Chris Eubank. Y'all already know how I feel about Chris Eubank Jr. He got to win my respect. He got to earn my respect. He got to come and take my respect. Because ever since the Groves fight, I ain't never had nothing good to say about Chris Eubank. And he ain't making no better from running away from Jamal Charlo. He ain't making no better from vacating his WBA title that Laura just beat Cornflake for, running for the hills, running up to a weight class that he's clearly looking undersized in. He ain't making no better from running away from Jamal Charlo. Signing over there for PBC for nothing. A waste of ink, a waste of time. But that's Chris Eubank. Whatever. Let's talk about Chris. Now, a lot of fans are coming down on his performance that he gave to this guy, Martin Morrison, yesterday. He fought Martin Morrison yesterday. And a lot of fans are coming down on him. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say this. I thought he did okay. I mean, keep in mind, Chris Eubank Jr. been out of the ring for 2 years. It's been a while since we seen Chris Eubank Jr. He's learning on the job with Roy Jones Jr. A lot of people are accusing him of giving his best impersonation of Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? I thought he did all right, though, man. I'm going to be 100 with y'all, man. I see little improvements in him, believe it or not. I see him having a better rhythm, a much better rhythm than I've ever seen him. Of course, being patient, becoming a lot more patient. And a lot of us seen him hurt Martin Morrison early in the fight. And we wonder why Chris Eubank took his foot off the gas, because Chris Eubank is Mr. When I got you hurt, I'm going all in. One thing you can never take about him, you can say, oh, he's never been the most skilled. He's never been the most strong. He's never been the most this. But one thing about Chris Eubank Jr. is that when he goes in, he goes all in most of the time. All in. And he still kind of had that issue, and we're going to talk about that. But I still thought his rhythm was good. I liked his pace. I liked the fact that he slowed it down. I liked his combination punching. I mean, he was throwing together like 6 jabs at once upon a time. Like pop, 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 pop. Chasing Morrison halfway across the ring. Morrison trying to get out of the way. Eubank stand on top of him with punches. I mean, non-stop punches. He was throwing together 5, 6, 7-piece combinations. I'm like, look at Eubank putting them together. Throwing some of Roy Jones' old combinations. You know what I'm saying? Some of the old Roy joints. Throwing that left hook like similar like Roy used to do, that lead left hook. I'm like, look at you can see Roy Jones has definitely been sitting down with Chris Eubank. So the question is, main man, do you think he's gotten better? Because he beat this dude, Martin Morrison. It looked like this was a sparring match. It looked like he was warming up. according to Roy Jones, they wanted to get some rounds in. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to what Roy Jones got to say about Chris Eubank's performance. Watch your ears. Anybody with earbuds on, watch your ears. I'm going to give a pause for a second just to adjust. Watch your ears. Watch your ears. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones Jr. on Chris Eubank Jr.'s performance.
First, I gave him an A+ on the performance because he did a lot of things that we've been working on over this last year and a half. So it's like I knew that he could take Morris out if he wanted to. Not that Morris is not a bad fighter. Morris is a good fighter, and Morris is tough. But I wanted him to back off and continue to get rounds. It's been almost 2 years. We need rounds. Rounds give us an opportunity to work on the things that we work on. Now, at the same time, you have to be careful because it is boxing. A guy like Morrison is capable of knocking you out at any time. So I told him, don't be crazy, be smart about it, but let's try to work on things. Turn on a little bit more in the down times, and we're good.
So that's what's up. So clearly, you know, that's what they wanted to do. So when a lot of people was talking about, like, why did he take his foot off the gas and why didn't he go out there for the kill like we known Chris Eubank Jr. to always do? Well, listening to his trainer, Roy Jones, there you have it. They want to get rounds in. They still learning. They want to execute. They wanted some time to stay in that ring and show everybody what we've been working on. I mean, Chris Eubank Jr. has been around the world same song. This dude has been with every trainer under the sun. And I would think that he feels real comfortable with Roy. He's been rocking with Roy now for a while. Been training in Florida and everything. Can Roy revamp Chris Eubank Jr.? This the airplane, head button, let me break your arm, break your shoulder, break any bone in your body if I can. Chris Eubank Jr. My assessment of yesterday versus Martin Morrison was simple. Chris Eubank, like I said, he looked fluid. He looked like his rhythm is gotten much better. I like his patience, the whole nine. Stamina-wise, he didn't look like he tired out. He put a hell of a lot of punch output out there before he really got tired. Now, the problem with Chris Eubank that's still an issue, and it's been one of his main issues throughout of his career, and that is his ability to switch from offense to defense. Chris Eubank Jr. is the kind of dude, he'll throw 6, 7-piece combinations, 8-piece, go all in. But he is so focused and going all in on his offense so much and trying to hit you so much that he almost forgets to switch to defense. And when he does, it's far too late. The move comes far too late. Ducking down, far too late. He's too focused on getting the punches off. And so when he has to switch and get back on his guard, he's always countered. He's punched between his punches because he's too all in. He's too all in and ain't nothing else happening. So it gets him punched between punches. He don't pull back in time. He don't leave it be and come back another time. Switch the angles, readjust, reset. That ain't Eubank. It's once I start, I'm going in. I'm going in. Remember, even before he was working with Roy Jones, like, he was so busy wanting to hurt opponents and do certain things to opponents because it's like, look, if I can't hit you like the right way and jab you 1-1-1-2, then I'm going to try to corner you, pin you down, you stand right here, I'm going to hit you regardless. He wants to hit you so bad. And he forgets. Watch out for the incoming fire. Watch out for the counterpunch. Watch out. Make the move sooner after you get done with your combination. Make that move a little earlier. And that's what he tends to forget. And that's why Morrison yesterday was having the successes he was having. Because Eubanks was determined to throw 9, 10 piece combinations, whatever it took to land on this man. Whatever it took. Now, he had him. I thought that when he kicked up the pace to his old pace, he could have got Morrison out of it. I truly believe when him and Roy Jones say that they was just trying to get rounds in. I truly believe. You know what I'm saying? I truly do. So, good for him, man. Good for him. He got the win. He got the rounds in. And now, you know, another thing, like I said, I look at his frame. And I don't know if that holds up at 68. Look at that. Look at that. Look how small. I mean, to me, and he ain't never been like the biggest dude. I know, I get it. And I know he's been here before at 68. But at the end of the day, it just, to me, that's why I thought he considered going back down to middleweight. It's because I never thought his frame filled out good enough for 68. I never thought so. Never thought so. This is why he's even still talking about Kell Brook. Fighting Kell Brook. A dude who just fought at 147 pounds. Now, that's the problem with Chris Eubank. Now, Chris Eubank, outside of the ring business, we know he just left PBC, ran over there, crawled back across the water, and he's got up with now Callie Sauerland and this new venture of, Wasserman, Sauerland, or whatever the case may be like that. Now, we know that Eddie Hearn has recently supposedly going to be getting down with DAZN and moving Matchroom off of Sky Sports, possibly over there onto DAZN. And if that happens, that leaves an opening for Chris Eubank's people, Wasserman and Sauerland, to move in on Sky Sports, perhaps giving Chris Eubank Jr. a damn good network as a launch pad. He's been wanting that. He had it over here when he came to Showtime, but he rolled out. Even once the time when PBC first originally signed him, he was gonna be like their dude in the UK. What was that network that they signed? It wasn't, I forget the name of it. Is it ITV? I think it was ITV, if I'm not mistaken. ITV, when PBC did that deal in the UK with them, well, this was supposed to be their guy. But so now he's in a situation where if he gets back on Sky Sports, he could possibly be the star over there. Possibly. So the question is, where does he go? Now, when you look at the boxing rankings, Chris Eubank Jr. at 168 ain't nowhere. Don't know what this win gonna do. Could be something, make some adjustments, afterwards. But right now, as of today, as of May 2nd, and salute to all of my Tauruses out there, man. All day, brother, birthday in 9 days. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, I mean, he can go over there, like I said, and still be the star over there at Sky Sports. That can be all for Chris Eubank Jr. All for Chris Eubank Jr. But like I said, where does he go next is the question. Not at 68 and no sanctioning bodies. You go down to 160 pounds, and he's rated number 1 in the WBA, where he was once a title holder. So he's still rated at 160 in a sanctioning body, but he ain't rated at a sanctioning body at 68. This is what makes it harder to say, which way he should go. Maybe that's done by design, because with Chris Eubank, I think, honestly, this is like his last major learning curve. At this point, what is he, 31 years old? So this is probably his last major learning curve. And he's not technically probably ready to jump in that fire just yet, and maybe want to get his feet wet a little bit more. Maybe that's why he's saying Kell Brook. But that don't make no sense. Nobody want to see no damn Kell Brook versus no Chris Eubank Jr. Nobody ain't asking for that fight. I don't know if they do it, if it makes sense in the UK. Over here in America, we don't understand it. How does that make sense, UK? Kell Brook versus Chris Eubank Jr. The man is at 168 pounds. Kell Brook is going to leave from 47 and go to 68. He ain't learned this damn lesson from Gennady Golovkin. Going from 47 just to 60. Now you talking about going from 47 to 68. Nah, I don't know if they clout chasing. I don't know what they doing. But I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that. Now, also, I'm listening to Callie Sauerland, the promoter, and he's saying the names that he's dropping is Demetrius Andrade makes sense. But however, Demetrius Andrade right now is not ranked at 168. And I guess they waiting for Demetrius Andrade to maybe move up. If he vacates his title, they're dropping Demetrius Andrade name, hoping for a fight there. Well, I don't know. I mean, Kelly Sauerland and that whole outfit over there, they don't got no problem doing business with Eddie Hearn. Take in mind that Chris Eubank Jr. right here on DAZN. So they ain't got no problem with doing business with Eddie Hearn. So Demetrius Andrade and Chris Eubank Jr., what we talking about, fam? What we talking about? Hey, Broke Land Blogger says, man, happy birthday, fam. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you very much, man. I much appreciate that. I got L-Dub in the building. What's up, fam? What's going on? Eubank is at 160. Number 1 in the WBA as the interim champion. Yeah, that's what he vacate the belt, right? And then they put him in there at number 1, and he moves up in weight. I mean, why keep him there? You know what I'm saying? Unless he planning on going back. Must be planning on going back. What he going to go back and maybe challenge Erslandy Law? You know what I mean? Well, Law just winning his old belt, that's a good fight. Politically, it's a headache to make. Law rocking with PBC, him rocking across the water. It's a headache to make, but maybe Erslandy Law, I'll be down for Erslandy Law and Chris Eubank. You know what I'm saying? But salute to L-Dub, man. And if y'all always want to stay up on those rankings, check out L-Dub Boxing, man. He keeps the rankings current. He does them like weekly, you know what I'm saying? And he'll definitely keep everybody up on where everybody need to stand in the rankings, man. Check out L-Dub all day. Harold Trim says, yo, main man, how can a UK blowout beat Charlo when a loss can change you? PBC path. No way. See, you think beats the top 160 or 68 American fighters. He said, how can you blow out beat when he beat Charlo when he lost and changed your PBC path? when a loss can change your PBC path. It can. A loss can definitely change your PBC path. No way. Stinky Beat. Who is Stinky Beats? You know what I'm saying? Who you talking about Stinky, bro? Who's Stinky you talking about? I'm a little lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you talking about Cornflake. You talking about Cornflake? You must be talking about corn. Even you talking about corn. Oh, Chris, you stink. You stinky. You stink. I got you now. You stink. You stink. Yeah, man. Nah, I mean, I don't know. PBC might don't even want to deal with him no more. You know what I mean? PBC might be like, you know what? We gave him an opportunity. We gave him a beautiful opportunity. We were going to invest in him. They gave him Matt Korboff, who was a likely opponent of Charlo. Remember, Charlo had just got finished beating Korboff. They gave him to Chris Eubank. Korboff got injured. I thought Korboff was going to beat Eubank that fight. You know what I'm saying? So they was lining it all up. They was lining it all up, man. Unfortunately, though, man, we didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? So what's next for Chris Eubank Jr.? I have no idea. The performance, I'm okay with it. I give him a grade of about a B minus. You know what I'm saying? B minus, somewhere up in there. I mean, all of these fights for the most part over the weekend. That's why I was watching, just to get a look at these dudes that we ain't seen in a while, especially the ones that's been inactive. So I would just kind of grade them. I expected them all to win. So I was just kind of grading them, you know what I'm saying? So I give Chris Eubank Jr. a B. I want to see him, I mean, clearly he's getting better, so I definitely want to see him in there with much better competition, man. Now, where he goes, 60 or 68, that's anybody's guess at this point. They don't even know who they can line up for Chris Eubank right now. They're saying Gennady Golovkin, they're saying Demetrius Andrade, and they saying Kell Brook. How does any of that make any sort of sense? Gennady Golovkin ain't going to do it. We all know that. Gennady Golovkin trying to head towards Murata. And even so much in the meantime, between time, Gennady Golovkin, they can't even find him right now. They don't know where he at. They're like he's just hiding out, waiting till the end of the year somewhere. Demetrius Andrade, well, when Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo finish and they wrap up, shit, he may be going towards Billy Joe Saunders. I don't think that Andrade totally got Billy Joe Saunders out of his system. I still think that Andrade wants a piece of Billy Joe. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw. And even Eddie is talking about it. So I don't know, man. I don't know where Chris Eubank Jr. goes, man. But he should have never ran, you know what I mean, from the situation that he was in, just to run over there and just kind of figuring out where he going to go. Maybe they line him up with another Martin Morrison type dude or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure. I don't think I got no audio for Chris Eubank Jr. So without that, I think we're going to keep on pushing to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the fam's talking about. I got Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. What's up, man? What's going on with you, man? Salute to you, fam. You all ready. Silver Salamo, what's up, man? What's going on, man? You know, another day chilling with the fam as always. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time, man. We had a great time last night, y'all, man. For y'all missed that live stream last night, yo, man, y'all check that on out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check that on out. So we're going to move on from Chris Eubank and keep on pushing, bro. Good luck to you, man, and just let us all know when the next fight. That's all that we can say about Chris Eubank. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on pushing to the next one. Now, this fight yesterday right here. What the hell? I mean, what the hell was Omar Figueroa doing yesterday? When I seen that little me, myself, and Irene meme going around, I even be sharing it on my videos sometimes. When I create my own videos, I usually use that little GIF or whatever. Man, that was exactly how he was fighting, man. I didn't know what the hell I was watching yesterday, watching this dude fight. I mean, he dipping, he taking the right hand, tucking it up under the cheek. Now, that's something he's always done if you look at his old fights. He's always kind of done that little move, but never to the extent that he did it yesterday. I mean, he was ducking and his footwork, switching lead feet, just kept constantly switching his feet and, I mean, getting tagged up all along the way. I mean, this was a brutal beat down yesterday. I mean, oh my God. I mean, I know that him and Joe Diaz, the trainer, that couldn't have been what they've been working on, man. My man ended up losing, quitting on his stool yesterday, spitting up blood. Omar, you got to change your style, bruh. You got to change your style. Now, we know Omar always got something going on outside of the ring, you know, one thing or another. He's always had issues with his weight. He's always traveled between 40 and 47, up and down. Disciplinary issues. And going into this particular fight, All we heard was how Omar was on weight. They say he was on weight Wednesday prior to the fight. Joe Diaz wasn't playing with him. Told him to make sure you on weight, make sure you disciplined, make sure you focused. And Omar looked like he was in decent condition. I mean, his punch output was bananas. Too bad he wasn't landing most of it. But stylistically, bro, I don't know what the hell I was watching yesterday, man. I don't know what the hell. Now, Omar quit on this stool at the end of the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the 6th round. His style, very, very awkward. Like I said, he's always kind of had an awkward style. We know Omar, he ain't got pretty much no footwork. He tries to come forward. He swings these big shots, these lunging shots. He's trying to always get in your chest. That's Omar Figueroa. That's always been Omar Figueroa. He got little ways, little movements that he makes to try to get him closer to your chest. But yesterday, he was doing movements, literally, like with his right hand tied right here to his chin. And he'll make a movement, then pause for a second. And he wasn't even looking at looking at Ramos in a lot of cases. Like he was looking in the other direction with the hand right here. And so people figuring like, yo, bro, how can you swing if your hand is tucked up underneath your chin like that? Now, what I notice he does, he can't swing when his hand is right here. He's always only on some defensive movements. But then he got to move that hand and then let it go. That's sometimes too much time. That's why you getting hit so much. But if it was about him coming in shape and coming in good condition, I got no complaints. But that style was awful. Awful, and you're going to get yourself hurt something bad doing that, man. You think, he had a vicious body attack put on him in the 6th round. I mean, his body was like boom, 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 boom. I mean, it was just going left and right. He treated his body like a punching bag. And I think it was like the 4th round. If you go back and watch the fight, between rounds, Omar in the corner, did y'all hear how he was breathing? Like he was breathing like off. Like I ain't never heard, he was wheezing. You know what I'm saying? So he technically was protecting his body was hurt from like the 4th round on down. And even if you look at some of his defensive posture, when he was doing all that awkward stuff, he was keeping that left arm close to the ribs. So he was just getting tagged up so much. He wasn't really slipping no punches. He was Jorge. And I gotta give Ramos full credit. He fought focused. He fought poised. He didn't waste nothing. He didn't waste no movements, no energy. He stood there patient, waiting for Omar to swing them wild, crazy shots, punching right between Omar's punching, counter punching him with a stiff jab, jabbed his face off, and then turned around and adjusted in the second half and started countering to the body and beating his body in. It was brutal. It was nothing short of brutal. And that type of beating, well, Omar, he's saying he fine. As you can see the thing that we got floating around. This is that's from his Twitter. He says he's fine. He says mental. The dude had World War III going on in his mind since the first bell rang. And I noticed his legs wasn't underneath him. Damn. He said he had World War III going from the opening bell. No, he was just focused, bro. He was focused. All of that unnecessary movement, that lazy movement you were doing, you had no pop in his punches, loading up on shots. The only thing that I can honestly say anything sort of good about Omar's performance was his punch output. It was crazy. But, bro, that style, did not look professional. It did not look like you worked on nothing. I don't know what the hell you was in there doing. Footwork, no foundation on your punches, throwing yourself out of position constantly. This is his 2nd loss, man. I used to have so much hope for Omar back in the day. I knew his style was tricky, and I knew he put himself in harm's way, but I always thought he looked a lot stronger at 140 pounds. But I also thought that he would adjust something along the way. Not like this, man. That was just awful. That was just off. You know what I'm saying? Abel broke him down. When Abel let his hands go, he is a different fighter. Yeah, Abel Ramos is a damn good fighter. You know, he says he wants to get back to Ugas. The Ugas fight was damn close. Ugas walked away with a split decision, man. Abel Ramos is a damn good fighter. And like I said, I liked his poise. I liked his jab. I liked the fact that he recognized what was in front of him. And he didn't go crazy. He didn't, he didn't get into these stupid brawls and these stupid back and forths. No, he took his time. He worked his jab. He worked his movement. He worked his angles. He fought a very good fight yesterday, man. Matter of fact, we got a little bit of audio from Ramos, y'all, so check this out. Watch your ears, man. This is what he said about his body attack that broke down Omar Figueroa. Something terrible in that 6th round. Check this out, man. This is what he had to say.
Had told me, I just spoke to him right now, that the doctor stopped the fight because Omar was spitting up blood. Were you aware, first off, that your body punches were doing that much damage? And also, did you notice that he was spitting out blood?
Yeah, of course. In training, that's what we worked on the body. This was the game plan from the beginning to, push the points in the body. And, I would hear him like groan and stuff like that. And at the end, I gave him a right hand. I heard him like burp. And I just kept an eye on him, and I saw him spit blood, and I knew the fight was over.
I know you had a chance.
Damn. Spitting up blood. I mean, when I seen that, man, I was like, when he went to that corner, this fight could have honestly been stopped at least 2 rounds prior than they stopping it in the 6th. It was that brutal. I mean, Ramos was just landing consistently. And you didn't see Omar really doing nothing but just looking wild, looking crazy in there. You know what I'm saying? It could have arguably been stopped two rounds prior. Another good thing that Ramos was doing, he was countering with combination punching. As for this dude, when he gets to the inside, he was just throwing one big shot at a time. One big shot at a time. The crazy thing is that I think that Omar honestly has the ability to box. I was looking at the fight, and I was like, every time he does stand at range, outside of the times when he kind of switching his feet around, but when he's at range and he's staying patient with his jab, he can actually do it. It's a slow jab. It ain't the fastest jab in the world, but he actually can fight in that manner. I've seen him do it. But he totally abandons it. He throws caution to the wind each and every time, wrecking his brains like this, man. Omar, there got to be a better way, bruh. There got to be a better way. Now, as for Abel Ramos, this is what he said he won next.
Of course, man. I would love a rematch against Ugas. We had a close fight. I lost a split decision, and I think it's only fair that we can run it back.
So Ramos wants to get back in there with your Danis Ugas. Ramos rocking over there on the PBC side, man. He want to get that revenge back. Ugas, like I just told you, slipped past him. But Ugas now got bigger fish to fry. Ramos knows that pretty much the chances of that happening are slim to pretty much none. But he's in a good position. He's in good hands with the PBC. Just let me take a quick glance at the boxing rankings, man. I had him because I believe this was an eliminator match, right? Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. This was an eliminator match also. But Ramos, as far as the rankings are concerned, man, he should be in good hands, man. He's in good hands. Hold on real quick, fam. Let me see where he's at. I know Omar Figueroa, he ain't rated in a whole bunch of sanctioning bodies. I think it's the WBA, if I'm not mistaken. I just had it, man. All right, let's see. Here we go. Let's see where Abel Ramos sits at in the grand scheme of things. Don't see Ramos in the WBC. Don't see Ramos in the... Okay, here we go. Abel Ramos, yep, WBA. I figured that. This was a WBA fight. So, Omar Figueroa was 4th. Abel Ramos was 8th. Clearly, there's going to be some rearranging going on right there, which will get Abel Ramos upped. Looking like he's going to be landing possibly in the territory of the David Avanesians of the world. Perhaps, maybe even the Rashidi Ellises of the world. Look like he's going to be probably landing in that territory. If I'm looking at, I don't see Mikey Garcia making nothing happen. Or maybe a Boutier fight. No. I think between David Avanesian and the Rashidi Ellis territory, I think that's where Abel Ramos lands, somewhere up in there. They keep him far away from your Danis Ugas for right now. I mean, your Danis Ugas wants to get up in there with the big fish, going for a big unification with Errol Spence Jr. So he got big fish to fry. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, yeah, it's looking like to me, Abel Ramos may land in that area of David Avanesian and the rest of those type dudes. You know what I mean? Winner of this fight became Ugas Mando. Ugas doesn't have a Mando. Ugas is the WBA super champion. Remember that. That has a designated mandatory where they come around like every 18 months or so and the WBA convene together and decide or not, whether they ready to issue out a mandatory. So if you holding your breath for this being your Dana's Ugas mandatory, well, I wouldn't hold my breath that long. If PBC want to do it, then that's something different. You know what I'm saying? Abel is number 9 in the WBA. Number 9 in the WBA. Oh, yeah, I see it now, fam. Yeah, well, they got him number 8 from what I'm looking at. But, yeah, either way, either way, I still think he lands in the same territory. David Avanesian, they got him at 7th right now. Rashidi Ellis is number 6. I think, like I said, between those two, those look like something that they want to pull off with Abel Ramos. Unless he won a lot of fans with this performance. If he pulled in a lot of fans by destroying Omar, who knows? Maybe they see his fan base growing and they step him up a bit higher. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But right now, if I had to bet on PBC and the way that they moving things, I think he lands about right there. You know what I'm saying? About right there. Abel Ramos versus Stanonius next. That'd be cool too. Where's he at? Stanonius number 10. That'd be cool too. But I mean, I know Ramos want to probably get a little, he may not want to mess with Stanonius, given that beating Figueroa is somewhat beating a name, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see, man. But I like that fight, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to learn more about him too. So I like that fight. But he's going to be in that territory. Stanonius, David Avanesian, Rashidi Ellis, yeah, all up in that area right there. I think that's more for Abel Ramos, you know what I'm saying? Stanonius is number 1 in the new WBA rankings. James versus Butiev is probably next on the Spence and Ugas card. Cool. Well, if Butiev and Jamal James mixing it up, yeah, well, that leaves Stanonius. We also got Rashidi Ellis, and like I said, David Avanesian still in that mix too, bro. So, yeah, those are some good names, man. Either way, Abel Ramos' gang ain't gonna have no problem finding no smoke, man. That Stanonius fight would be a damn good fight, bro. That'd be perfect for him right about now at this point in his career. That'd be perfect. I like to see. I wouldn't frown upon Abel Ramos and David Avanesian. I wouldn't frown down on that just to get Ramos. Something that to put on an undercard or something like that. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But Omar Figueroa, back to the drawing board for him, man. I don't know, man. I have no idea where Omar Figueroa goes, bro. I don't see him beating nobody at welterweight. Nobody. He's a grind you down fighter, and yeah, you better be in some damn tip top shape when you face him, without a doubt. And he's always in good. Normally his punch output is high, and that may affect some guys. You think of like a Danny Garcia versus an Omar Figueroa. Danny Garcia, a guy who don't like to let his hands go much versus the volume, but nah, I see him sleeping Omar, man. I see a left hook coming out and sleeping Omar, bro. Omar, nah, man. Omar I don't know who he beats right now, man. I remember there was time that he was supposed to fight Adrian Bronner, man. I don't know who Omar beats, man. I just don't know. I don't know, man. That style, what I seen last night, man, he just looked like a straight up novice. And that was just bad. Set him back in my eyes big time. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to lose looking like he looked all day. Damn. That's just bad, bro. That was just bad. Let me get Omar up out of here so we can move on to the next one, man. It was just bad, man. Y'all seen that, man. I know y'all thought that was bad, man. Andy needs to work on his defense. He doesn't need to be taking shots from Wilder or Fury. Andy needs to work on his defense. He doesn't even need to be taking shots from Wilder or Fury. Absolutely. They got ways to go. Man. Andy does not need to even be nowhere near a ring and Deontay Wilder. Not right now. Let me get Omar out the way real quick, fam. All right, let's get him out the way. All right, let's move on to Andy, man. Y'all want to talk about Andy? Let's talk about. But before we talk about Andy, let me just drop this, man. Let me just stop on to talk about Derek Chisora real quick. Derek Chisora, he said this yesterday in his post-fight interview. When we covered the fight yesterday, we missed this part of Derek Chisora's post-fight interview, and I just want to run this down, man. Listen to what Derek Chisora had to say in his post-fight interview yesterday about him losing to Joseph Parker, who most of us believe that Derek Chisora was robbed.
I can't get upset anymore, London. It's just difficult. What do you do? But you know what? I won't let them slow me down. No way. I will not let them slow me down. I will go again.
Just roll the dice again and go again.
Because I will not let them win. You know, I'm very upset, but I will not let them win. You know, they want to see me retire, but I'm not retiring yet. Forget that.
I like that. First, I was wondering whether Derek Chisora was going to retire, whether he was going to call it quits, whether he was going to shut it down. And I said maybe he should, because who else was he going to fight other than on the local level? But I'm going to say, if Derek Chisora knows that the powers that be ain't giving him the right, the right outcomes of these fights, and we all seen him win that fight last night, man. And if it was a thing where, because he's not marketable, he's at the end of his career, or he's not with this promoter, he's not with that promoter. If that's what it came down to, he's not with that network. If that's what it came down to, I'm glad that Derek Chisora ain't gonna let them break him. And he gonna go out on his terms. Not feelings though, because they want to push him out, if that's how he feels. Because once again, last night's scorecards pertaining to Derek Chisora makes no sense to me. 116 to 111 in favor of Joseph Parker makes no sense to me. So if that's what they wanted, I'm glad he's standing his ground, and hopefully he lands another fight. Like I told y'all last night, I'm going to be checking for Derek Chisora's next fight, not Joseph Parker's. Whoever Joseph fight, whatever. I'll be checking for Derek Chisora all day. Let's move on and talk about Andy, man. Let's talk about Andy. We got a lot of audio for Andy, man. We got a lot of audio for Andy. So we're gonna be talking about Andy. Now, Andy gave a lot of audio. I got a lot of audio from his post-fight presser last night, man. And the question is floating around a lot of boxing fans' minds. And that question is simple. Is Andy simply ready for the elite? What should Andy do? And I like the answers that Eddie Reynoso gave in their post-fight presser yesterday, kind of lining up with what we were saying. You know what I'm saying? And that is give Andy some time. Andy is clearly not happy with his performance. He knows that he needs to get better. He must get better. He must get better. He knows that he's blaming it on ring rust. And I guess we got to give him that. I mean, he was out of the ring since 2019. He is under a new trainer. We are willing to give Andy that. And I think it's only the right way to give him one more fight. But beyond that, then Andy is who Andy is. It's even got a lot of boxing fans out there asking this, was Andy a fluke? Was it just a punch from the gods? Is he really as good? Or did we overhype him? I think Andy good. Let's listen to Andy, man. Let's listen to some of the stuff that he was talking about. Now, as far as Andy speaking about his ring rust, man, this is what Andy had to say about his ring rust.
I gotta get back to work. We learned a lot with throwing the combinations and all that, but I think the rustness it showed. So I gotta get back in the ring. Haven't fought in a year and a half, and we could have done more, but Chris Arreola was a tough guy. I kind of underestimated him, and he got me with the clean right hand, and he did good.
That's what's up, man. I mean, clearly he blamed it on the ring rust. And that's why I try to explain, like, to anybody else, to any other fighter, that's the exact courtesy you just got to give that fighter. Even to Chris Eubank Jr. I'm giving it to Chris Eubank. Like, okay, he's been out of the ring for 2 years. For what we seen him being out of the ring under a new coach, well, I guess it was an okay performance. Now, as for Andy, I'm issuing him that same exact courtesy. Man had ring rust on him. Eddie Reynoso is not a miracle worker. They had to work on the conditioning first. They had to work on the discipline first. They had to work on the focus first. They had to see if Andy gonna go through 12 rounds, conditioned and ready to go. Okay, we checked those boxes. Now, next camp, pure skill. You keep that same mindset. Staying in shape. Not letting yourself go between fights. Not letting the money, the glitz, the glamour get to you. Now we check those boxes. Now we going strictly on skill for the next camp. All of that little stuff that Canelo teaching you, we going to expand more on shit like that. That's the process. And then after that, well, that's Andy. And it's either you going to fly or you going to fall. One or the other. You know what I'm saying? One or the other. Let's listen to Andy.
You feel you were trying to force the knockout early on? You came out, you like exchanged with him and you got caught. You feel that was your mistake? What did Eddie tell you? It appears you gained your composure throughout the fight?
You know, I feel like I could have done a lot more, you know, a lot more that we practice in the gym, but I think that rustiness kind of happened. But you know, I couldn't really get my distance, but he did a really good job, you know. I think I should have put my hands a little bit more up, bob and weave a little bit more, but you know, things happen. But just got to get back to the gym, back to the ring, and stay busy.
That's what's up. You know, that's one thing he kept saying in the post-fight presser last night. Judging the distance. One thing that Andy did all fight, and I got Renee Box Young in the building. What's up, fam? Salute, fam. What's up with you? One thing that he did all night last night was using his jab as a rangefinder. You seen him kind of flicking his jab out constantly, trying to touch him to make sure that he was in range. And he did that a hell of a lot. It looked like in the second half of the fight, he did get his rhythm and get his range down a lot more better than he did earlier on, because all you seen him do is trying to touch something. And when he would touch something, that's when he would start to go to work. Especially once he started touching you too much. If he touched you twice with the jab, expect that three-piece combination to come right behind it. You know what I'm saying? All day. This is what Andy had to say about him getting.
Of course, you know, like I say, you get dropped, you got to climb back up, and I think that's the Mexican warrior of us true fighters. You know, we get dropped, we got to come back even stronger, and you know, thanks to God, we got the victory. But it was a pretty tough fight. You know, he got me with the clean right hand, but I don't feel I was like super hurt, but I didn't see it, and you know, I just gotta do much better for the next fight, and you know, stay busy. I think that's what happened with the long layoff.
I mean, look, get dropped. That's what it is. He got up, got back on his game, and he finished the job. That's all that really matters. It ain't about getting knocked down. It's about what you do once you get up. You know what I'm saying? It's about, you know, what happens after the knockdown. And what I learned is that Andy, we've seen it happen before against Joshua. You know what I'm saying? He gets knocked down. It happens. A lot of people are going a little over the deep end, and we questioning his punch resistance and his chin. I don't know if we should say the punch resistance is bad right now because he didn't stay down. And he didn't get back up wobbly and woozy. He got back up. He got his legs up under him, and he got back on his game. After round 4, it was all Andy Ruiz. I mean, do we not need to give him the courtesy of being out of the ring for as long as he was out? He's been knocked down before. So for people to say he gets knocked down too easy, his punch resistance, he got no chin, but he gets up. He's never been stopped, but he getting up. So that's something we've already known about Andy on the low. He gets knocked down. We've seen him knocked down before. When you say his punch resistance is gone, that means he's not getting up. That means it's not about being knocked down. It's about not getting up. We still got questions. It is a 40-year-old Chris Arreola, you know what I'm saying? But he did get up, so it is what it is. This is what Eddie Reynoso had to say about the performance.
And the question for Eddie, how would you assess Andy's performance tonight?
The most important thing here is that we were able to provide him with discipline. We took some weight off, and we were able to reactivate his passion and his love for boxing. Mentally, he's so far above and beyond from the time that he lost to Joshua. And I can promise you this. He's going to be a world champion once again. We're going to keep working hard, and we're going to keep achieving what we want to achieve. Something that Andy told me just now, and I want to share it with you guys, is that as soon as this fight was over and Andy was, getting dressed, he told me, I want to go back to the gym again and, get back to work. And that made me so happy. And that's the mentality of a world champion. And I want to congratulate him. That's what a world champion does, and all credit to him for winning this fight.
So Eddie Reynoso seemingly happy with the performance or whatnot, but the way he's talking, he's not talking like this is a finished product. He's talking like, look, this is a work in progress. From what I've seen, from the areas, the things that I was looking for, I guess he somewhat is okay with what he's saying. I'm sure the knockdown ain't never gonna come happy to nobody. I'm sure everybody put a little surprise about the knockdown. But he's still happy that Andy got up, pushed through the entire fight, got through all 12 rounds, was delivering combination punching all the way down the stretch. Those are the things that Eddie Reynoso was looking at. And I think he liked what he saw. You know what I'm saying? I think he liked what he saw. As for Eddie Reynoso, the advice that he gave.
Okay, so the question was that what did you tell Andy in the between the second and the third round when he was kind of wobbly? And Eddie's response was that I told him to focus, calm down. You know, like he was letting the left hand get to him a little bit. So I just told him to refocus and, you know, get his head back in the game. And that's exactly what he did. Now another question in Spanish.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's what I look for in a lot of fighters, man. Are you following the game plan? Are you staying composed in times of danger? Are you going to lose it? Are you going to go crazy? Are you going to be able to get your head back together? Are you going to stay focused and put yourself back on the game plan? That's all the shit that Andy did. You know what I'm saying? He put himself back in the game plan. He cleared the cobwebs out, and he got back on his game. That's all any trainer can ask of their fighter once you getting hurt or you get knocked down. Get focused. Don't get crazy. And get back into the game and stick to the script. Clearly, that's what Andy did. That's what Andy did. But Andy losing that weight, it's going to take some time to get used to. He says that it's a distance thing with him. I don't know, bro. I don't know. According to Andy, this is what he want to do next. He wants to stay busy. Listen to Andy Ruiz.
And, you know, I got to get back to the gym. It's not like if I look super, super bad, you know. I threw my combinations. I got them with good shots. They got me with good shots. I thought we gave the fans what they wanted to see. But, you know, I did underestimate him. But, you know, we got to get back to the gym. The main thing, get back to the gym, stay disciplined, and keep working forward. Yeah, talking a lot.
Renee Box Young says, yo, man, from now on, no more games, Ruiz. Stay active in progress of Canelo or Canelo will kick you out the camp all day. Canelo ain't going to sit there and be taking no stuff from them. You know, but you see Andy telling everybody, look, man, I want to get back in there ASAP because I ain't got time to be sitting around, man. And I ain't got time to be getting a little too comfortable. I got to stay focused. I got knocked down by 40-year-old Chris Arreola. Y'all talking about Deontay Wilder? Y'all talking about some Joshua? Shit. I'm getting knocked down by Chris Arreola? Nah, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he wants to stay busy. He knows that activity is key. He has to stay motivated. He has to stay in the gym environment. That's why I think that team environment helps him out more than anything. But he needs those things. And he got to stay active. And PBC should keep him active. I mean, at the end of the day, they put him on pay-per-view for Chris Arreola. Pay-per-view. So PBC is going to build Andy up to a climax, to a plateau. They're going to want to capitalize off him sooner or later. I think this is going to come more sooner than later. Maybe one more fight after this, you know what I'm saying? According to Eddie Reynoso, this is what he wants for Andy Ruiz afterwards, right, Chief?
I will at least want him to have one more fight and 4 or 5 months of consistent training. Overall, give him 6 months and he will be ready.
6 months. 6 months. Eddie Reynoso said give him 6 months. He want him to have one more fight in about all of these, what do you say, 4 to 5 months of training. He don't think that Andy is nowhere near ready. That's Eddie Reynoso, the trainer. And if Eddie Reynoso is saying that, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Andy Ruiz gets slowed down. Andy Ruiz gets another touch. We talking Charles Martin. We talking Mikhail Naki. There's talks about Luis Ortiz. I think that makes sense. We talked about that last night. If you look at the rankings, him and Luis Ortiz line up side by side in a couple sanctioning bodies. So, yeah, him and Luis Ortiz does make perfect sense. But I don't even think he's ready for Luis Ortiz right now. I don't even think he's ready for King Kong. We got a quote right here from King Kong. According to King Kong, he was ringside last night. The fight was good. It was really interesting. Andy Ruiz now has the opportunity, and I'll wait for his decision, and Kong is right here. As far as the knockdown is concerned, he said it surprised him. He says, and I quote, yes, it did a lot. The Ruiz versus Arreola fight was really close. I'm here waiting for Ruiz Jr. I'll wait, and I'll be ready for whatever may come. I'm ready for this, end quote. And that's Luis Ortiz. No way. No way. If Andy having a problem with distance, Luis Ortiz has a good reach on him. Luis Ortiz is a southpaw. Luis Ortiz is very calculated. He's a calculated fighter. If you're not going in there sure, if you're working on some things against a guy that's been fighting the way he's been fighting for so long in that Cuban style, fundamentally sound, you can't go in there slipping and Luis Ortiz can crack. So right now, as a boxing fan, shit, yeah, hell yeah, bring the fight on. But if I'm his handlers, I'm like, hell nah. I'm sitting back and I'm like, you know what? Nah. I'm listening to Eddie Reynoso. And we like, nah, we gonna pump out brakes on that. As far as Andy Ruiz, this is what he had to say about Luis Ortiz.
Active, I got to stay busy, and I want to fight again, probably like in 2 or 3 months. I want to stay busy because I just felt the ring rust, and I don't want to feel that again. I got to get back in the gym for sure.
Yeah, I was talking to Luis Ortiz earlier today. He said he was here to scout you out. He wants you next. Have you heard who you're fighting next yet, or what might be a possibility?
I haven't yet, but just got to talk to Saul Heyman, and I think that would be an exciting fight as well. Me and Luis Ortiz, but I just got to get back in the ring, got to get back onto training so I could feel good, feel better, and take this ring rust out of here. I'm happy that it lasted 12 rounds, because we did the rounds, but got to get back to the gym.
Absolutely, man. So there you go. He down for Luis Ortiz, but you notice that last little statement says, yeah, I'm down for Luis Ortiz, but that's, after we go to the gym and, and I get back to return to the ring. So he's clearly telling you he ain't ready. He's saying without saying, I ain't ready. I need more training and I need another fight. And that's seemingly the talking point that was going around heavy at that press conference afterwards yesterday. And I think that that's exactly what's going to happen with Andy Ruiz. I think we're looking at Andy Ruiz versus a Charles Martin, or Andy Ruiz versus an Adam Kalnacki. I think Adam Kalnacki will be in the lead, if you ask me. I think we're looking at Adam Kalnacki versus Andy Ruiz. That Polish fan base with that Mexican fan base, mixing them together, I think you can make some magic there. And I don't know if they keep Andy on pay-per-view. If they keeping him, with that prestige, they're going to continue to put him on pay-per-view. I don't know. I don't see them taking him off. It wouldn't make sense to put him on, then maybe take him off and put him on, unless it's just such a low-tier fight that they just going to put it on Fox and just let more eyeballs see Andy Ruiz, which would be smart. But then again, I don't know if they taking him off pay-per-view, man. But Luis Ortiz, I just think is off limits. Deontay Wilder, that's off limits. Maybe Joseph Parker, after what we seen from Joseph Parker. But even so, politically, that's a headache to make. Joshua, forget about it. Charles Martin, Adam Kalnacki, and any other of the PBC heavyweights that's probably just kind of lingering around the mid-tier dudes. You know what I'm saying? I think that's exactly what we see where Andy Ruiz is going to land. But all in all, he's still learning on the job. Question was he as good as we think he was? I think he's a good fighter. I've never said that Andy Ruiz was a bad fighter. He's always had discipline problems, maybe motivation problems, but skill-wise, I've always taken him to be a good fighter. I just think that Eddie Reynoso's method with Andy Ruiz is condition first, skills second. So after his next fight, if we don't see a vast improvement and maybe in the skill department or something more added to his game, and I hate the fact that Andy Ruiz, because of his stature, he got to get so close to let those combinations go. I mean, against a Deontay Wilder, it's nowhere in hell that he's going to be able to cover that much real estate and duck that right hand. It's no way in hell. He go out there trying to feel out a Deontay Wilder, flicking a jab out there trying to touch Wilder. Just wait until he get within range to let his little three-piece combinations go. Man, a right hand going to come so fast, it's going to make your head spin. He going to have to go through 2-3 right hands just to make it to Deontay Wilder. It wouldn't be a pretty sight. Wouldn't be a pretty sight. I got Jaquavius Moore in the building. What's up, fam? Salute, main man. Andy Ruiz versus Dillian White is a great fight. That's a great fight, too. I'm with that fight. I like Dillian White and Andy Ruiz, but even right now, be honest with you, I don't even think Andy ready for Dillian. I just think that he still got more questions. He still got more. He's still learning this new and supposedly improved version of me. He's still learning. What about what my body can do? How much can my body take? Is my core weaker? Can I take some body work if somebody putting some body shots on me? I mean, I had a belly on me at one time. I had a lot of layers down there. It ain't quite as thick down there no more. So that's all I'm wondering. And I know he got to be wondering the same. So it's going to take one more fight for Andy Ruiz to get that surefire answer. After that, throw him to the wolves. After that, we got no more protection for Andy Ruiz. It's either sink or swim, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get up out of here, fam. It is Sunday night. It's late, and I know everybody got to go to work. We're heading towards 10 o'clock out here on the East Coast. Got on here a lot later than I really wanted to, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's Sunday night, and I know y'all had a long weekend out there. We watched the fights till 2 o'clock in the morning last night, y'all. So I'm not going to hold y'all too late. I just wanted to do more so a recap of all of the fights that I missed over the weekend, man. No drama this show. You know what I'm saying? This was a no drama show, and I'm actually cool with doing no drama shows sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We do that all week. You know what I mean? We do the Crawford thing. We do the Wilder thing. This episode, I just wanted to keep it strictly to the sweet science. Nothing more and nothing less. So much love to the fam. Hit that thumbs up for me, man. Hit that thumbs up for me. Hit that thumbs up for me. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Y'all know we be back next Thursday for the next edition of We Talking Boxing Live. We can now put the rest, this chapter of the fight game with Andy Ruiz and the rest of these fights that happened over the weekend. Let's all put them to rest. Move forward. Hope for bigger headlines in the future this week. Let's hope for some Crawford news, right? Let's hope for some Spence news, right? So, I mean, real news, not fake news. And let's hope for some Fury Joshua real news. Let's hope for some Wilder real news. You know what I'm saying? Boxing can come back and take its place back, but it's going to take them to give us the fights that we want to see. Period. We getting closer to Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor, fam. We getting closer to Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor for a total undisputed match. We are getting closer to Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano for a total undisputed match. Those are the two fights that I'm looking forward to probably the most at this point. Oh, and Gervonta Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. That's going to be fire too. You know what I'm saying? Tank going up to 140. We're going to deal with that a lot this week. Tank and Mario Barrios. I see Gary Russell Jr. is ready to come on back out, which means he's probably inching closer to a fight. We'll be bringing Gary up sometime this week. And as the headlines break, we're going to stay on top of it. Y'all already know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Much love to the fam. Much love to everyone that signed up yesterday. Much love to all of the newcomers. Hit the thumbs up for the homie, man. Hit the thumbs up for the homie, and I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay safe, stay stress and sucker free. Protect yourselves, protect your family. Remember, the devil is everywhere, omnipresent everywhere at the same time. He want to ruin your life, your job, your marriage. He want to mess your relationship up between you and your kids, you and your dog, you and your fish, you and whoever. Don't let that happen. Life is precious. Treasure it all day. To the next video, man. Peace out.